Dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I'm glad you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. Now today, Raila Odinga sent a strong warning to the West countries. So the message that Raila sent to the international community while at a rally in Kitale has proved beyond doubt that it's gloves off and there is no turning back. So in that video that I will share with you shortly, Raila has sent a strong warning to the West that sio lazima tuje kwenu. I mean, that was amid allegations that the president was sending direct message to the international communities to bar Raila Odinga from traveling to those countries. So at the same time, locals in Kitale have taken their position on that matter, and they have said that they should be given the name of that country that will bar Raila Odinga so that they can themselves take it upon themselves to close all those embassies that whose countries shall have made that move of barring Raila Odinga from going to those countries. So earlier on there was some information that Ruto had made that move of engaging the Western countries to bar Raila Odinga from traveling to those countries because of the planned mass protest.
Nimesikia wanasema tio sasa baba anataka kuleta fujo, asikubaliwe kuzuru kwenda katika nchi zingine ngambo. Mimi sina haja. Tunasema namna hii, sisi hatuna shida na nchi zingine za kigeni, hata nchi jirani, hapana. Sisi tuko marafiki na nchi zingine zote. Tuna marafiki na nchi ya Ulaya, nchi ya Marekani, nchi ya China, nchi ya Ukraine, nchi ya Urusi, tuko na marafiki na wote. Na nchi ya Kiafrika zote. Lakini sisi ni wa Kenya. Kama tuna shida, sisi wa Kenya ndio tuko na jukumu ya kutengeneza shida yetu. Nataka waende wasome hiyo. Imepatia wananchi uhuru ya kufanya ya vile wanavyotaka. Ukitaka kugoma, unaweza kugoma. Ukitaka tu kwenda kusimama pale unakaa. Ukifanya maandamano, unafanya maandamano. Hayo yote yamekubaliwa na katiba yetu. Hakuna kitu tutafanya chini ya kinyume ya katiba yetu. Kila kitu tutafanya kulingana na katiba yetu ya Kenya. Kwa nchi ya kigeni mpaka waheshimu wa Kenya. Let them respect the rights of the people of Kenya. We don't want anybody to interfere with our internal affairs.
So, dear viewers, let me take you back a bit to last year, soon after the pronouncement of those results by Chebukati. So, during the launch of Oduor Ongwen's book titled Stronger Than Faith, Raila labeled Ruto as the West's political protege. He accused the Western countries of conspiring to rig him in the August presidential election and sabotaging the will of the people to elect a leader of their choice. So during that time, Raila noted that the West was opposed to African liberation and freedom since independence, and therefore the international capital monopoly prevented a legitimate democratic African leader from assuming power to hinder change. So perhaps they feared a return of Mugabe or another Museveni in Raila. In one of my previous analysis, I mentioned something to do with the BRICS policy. In that analysis, I also talked about the countries that are forming this BRICS. One of them was Brazil, that the B, R stood for Russia, I stood for India, C stood for China, and S stood for South Africa, BRICS. But then later on, there are countries like Argentina and Saudi Arabia who showed interest in joining the BRICS formation. So Raila Odinga anaogopewa sana na mataifa ya Ulaya because he has a strong stand and maybe they think that he could join the BRICS formation because of his long-term friend and buddy Cyril Ramaphosa. Mind you, Cyril Ramaphosa is the president of South Africa, and since Cyril Ramaphosa is in total support of the BRICS formation, they thought that Raila Odinga would also follow that suit. Because mind you, there's a time during Kibaki's era, Kibaki had opted to work with the Chinese. That's when now we have the Thika superhighway. So Kibaki is the one who started this initiative of working with the Chinese. So I think when Uhuru came on in place, Uhuru just continued with that plan that Kibaki had started of working with the Chinese. So the plan was that when Raila Odinga takes over power, I think he would still continue with that plan of continuing the Chinese. So that explains the reason why the West was not in support of Raila Odinga, simply because of that Chinese influence in Africa. So the BRICS formation is one of the biggest threats of America. Mind you, Saudi Arabia had a long-term treaty with the Americans, I think in the early 1920s, 1930s there, whereby Saudi Arabia was supposed to be providing Americans with the oil, and then in return, America would supply Saudi Arabia with weapons for their weapons, or rather provide them with security. So that was an agreement that was done in those early years before 1940. So with this BRICS influence, when Saudi Arabia decided to join BRICS, America said that they will withdraw all their security support on Saudi Arabia, and Saudi Arabia in turn said we will also reduce the number we will also reduce our supply to Americans, the supply of oil. So it was a game of, it was like a trade war kind of thing. So this is the reason why I think the West did not want to have Raila Odinga as the president. So it is already exhibited in that alleged communication from the president that he wants the West to bar Raila Odinga from traveling to those countries like the US, like the UK, because Raila Odinga is planning a mass action or mass protest. But mind you, let it be known that the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya has given mandate to picketing, peaceful demonstration, those protests, but as long as they are peaceful, the Constitution has given mandate to those. So Raila Odinga says that he's acting within the confines of the law. He's not acting outside the law. So that is the reason why he tells the Western countries that they should leave them alone to do what they term as a constitutional right. So ladies and gentlemen, kindly share what your opinions are below the comment section regarding this matter, this purported response that Raila Odinga has for the Western countries. Achana na sisi. That is the message that Raila Odinga has. So once again, I'd like to urge you to stay safe and stay blessed until we catch up again in our next analysis.